Today's episode is brought to you by Bark Technologies. With parental control monitoring apps in the new Bark phone, Bark is the best comprehensive parental control tool for families. Listen to today's episode for more details. Hey everybody, welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We are a funny podcast about family. My name is Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian and the host of the aforementioned podcast. And alongside me in our state-of-the-art recording studio above Public Square Coffee in La Mesa, California is my lovely wife, my co-host, my CFO, and just overall general great gal, Melissa Nickerson.
Hey there.
Melissa, it's nice to be sipping coffee with you here today.
It
Some
sure
black
is.
coffee. Andy's got some over there. You just pounded a shot of espresso.
I sure
Cheers to us, which is the only cheers I ever have. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We are in your past right now. We're recording this. If you listen to last week's episode with Zoltan Cassis, it's the same day for us. We're still in February. We are the past.
Movie magic here.
Joe Biden is still the president.
It's still February.
Is he still president March 1st? I don't know. It's hard to say on these things, but we are happy March. I hope March is great. I hope nothing terrible happens between today and Andy has to cut all of this out and we have to re-record. But now
sensitive. Yeah.
I am in New York City. Out promoting some stuff, doing some pods. I got a special coming out later this month.
Promo.
You know what? Actually, announcement. It's March 1st. March 28th, podcast listeners, you're the first one who's going to hear this. On March 28th, my next comedy special, Runs in the Family, is coming out on YouTube.
Woo!
That's why I'm in New York right now.
That's right.
I'm shucking and jiving and shaking hands and kissing babies and riding the subway. Nah, I don't do the subway. I'm not a crazy person. I don't want to die or get some new disease or get eaten by a rat. March 28th. I have not talked about this on social media because I wanted to make sure you podcasters heard it first. Patrons have already heard about it. But you know that on March 28th, my next comedy special, Runs in the Family, comes out on YouTube.
Can't wait.
Was recorded at the Addison Improv last September in Dallas, Texas. Addison, Texas. You get it. You put it together. I'm very excited about this. I'm very proud about it. Our producer, Andy, has seen it. He laughed at I've sent it to a couple friends. Everybody laughed at the same joke first. Or that's the one
good.
they comment.
Yeah.
The people have laughed at other parts of the joke. People comment on
There's
the first
one joke that everyone mentions.
within the first 5 minutes that they go, okay. And I am nervous about the reaction of it, but I also don't care. I think it's fine. I think it's okay. I think it'll be all right. So yeah,
We'll find out.
Andy also helped with the audio. It was gave that a listen to. It's directed and edited by Alec Parent. We're happy. It's very, very hard for me to be proud of my work. And this one, I am. At least I'm anticipating being proud of it. Currently, right now, I'm panicking about it because Andy watched it and he goes, "Hey, this audio needs work." And I go, "I thought it was done. I thought it was finished, Andy." And
Just a touch.
It's just a touch. So, anyways,
That's why we got the probes
March
coming in.
28th. I hope if you're the backseaters, if you don't watch that special, nobody's gonna.
They will.
They will.
They're
You
gonna
guys
comment,
are great
they're gonna share,
fans.
etc.
I mentioned the Patreon. If you guys aren't familiar with Patreon, it's just a way you can get a little more of the podcast and give a little more, get a little more. Thank you, patrons, for the Zoom hang last week. I bet it was great.
It was so good.
It was so good.
You know,
Melissa was more prepared than usual.
Oh, that's doubt. That's not true. It's exclusive. It's behind the scenes. It's VIP.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm coming in hot. Merch discounts.
Yeah, you got to remember, guys.
Cameos.
This is our second pod right now, and this will be Mel's third cup of coffee. Mel's had one banana. I have had a bowl of oatmeal, half a donut. This is my third cup of
bragging.
coffee, and a back pill. I'm killing it right now. I'm all hyped up on energy.
Fired up. Yeah.
Hopefully, I bring this amount of energy to my live shows, which are coming up. Everybody, the Dustin Nickerson tour, halfway there tour. Debuts rolls out
you're
getting all kinds of stuff right now.
Yeah.
You know, you get me a little buzzed on the caffeine. I start telling you secrets, everybody. Let me tell you about Melissa's favorite. Just kidding. I'll tell you what really happened in Vegas. What?
What?
Hey, ladies
All
and
right.
gentlemen, May halfway there tour happens in May. We roll out in May, and opening weekend May 19th and 20th at Wise Guys Comedy Club in Ogden, Utah. That's right outside of Salt Lake City. May 19th and 20th is going to be Salt Lake. I'm finally going back to Salt Lake, and you guys made it happen,
have
and
been
we're kicking off the
waiting.
tour. May 23rd, Brea, which Andy told us is not a cool city. And it reminds him of the show The OC. And that's fine. Okay, so Orange County dynamics, if you don't know them, so we're West Coasters. Orange County, all we know of, I know the movie, which I don't remember much of, but it was kind of it's kind of what gave the world Jack Black, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks' other son, not Chet, as mentioned in the last
Oh, yeah.
episode.
Oh, that's right. That's that guy's an actor. Yeah, like a normal human being. So by San Diego, tell me about Brea, because everybody knows Anaheim, because Anaheim is where the theme parks
Disneyland.
are,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they know they've got the theme parks, and Anaheim has some rough streets to it too, right?
Right.
And
there's like the beach.
and Irvine is fancy, right? Or at least the mall.
Irvine's very planned. So Irvine's like one of the most developed planned cities in all of Orange County.
Yeah.
That's why
It was
we're
a
gonna put a
it was-
great park here.
It was a
and the mall
disappointment that my
here.
favorite punk rocker lived there.
Yes, it is quite the thing to know that he lives there.
Yeah.
Still lives there. Still
Loud green grass and gates.
Yeah,
know who you are.
Yeah. Irvine.
Yeah,
I don't want to
Brea-
send a Christmas card there.
Brea is like east, north Orange County, like just like
It's on the way to the Inland Empire, right?
No, it's you can't even. Well, yeah, sort of. It's where the 57 and it's like just north of Fullerton, or kind of between Fullerton and Yorba Linda and Placentia. It's just like a suburban, as my parents would say, a bedroom neighborhood. If you've heard that term.
Oh, yeah.
There is nothing scary about Brea whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
Not at all. And
Good.
in the OC, they make it like a very street place to live.
Oh, and it's not at all.
Oh yeah, there's a connection with Ryan and Chino and Brea, and it's just like
Hilarious.
It's laughable. It's
So what Andy is saying is you will be safe to come there on May 23rd.
Big mall.
May 26th and 27th, Des Moines, Iowa. And then we're moving into June, ladies and gentlemen. June 13th and 14th, Chicago, downtown. June 15th, we're moving it to Rosemont, Illinois, for those of you in the burbs. 16th and 17th, San Diego, California. 18th, Los Angeles. I bet you guys might be able to, if you go to the right show, you might be able to meet Andy on the 16th and 17th. I'm not comping his tickets. He has to buy those. We hit bonuses at certain sales. You might even come to the 18th one. We're doing a Father's Day show up in L.A. I don't know where you live your life, buddy. The 21st and 22nd, Orlando and Tampa. The 24th.
Do you want a ticket or not?
The 24th, Boston. I'll give you another secret. Backseaters that nobody else. We almost already sold that show out. We're adding a second show the next day. Matinee, baby. It's a 3 p.m.er in Boston. Woo! That's what was available. The 28th, Charlotte. The 29th, Raleigh. We're into July 1st, North Charleston. July 12th, Cincinnati. July 13th, Columbus. July 14th through 16th, Pittsburgh. July 21st and 22nd, Nashville. July 28th, Atlanta. August 2nd, San Jose. August 18th and 19th, Sacramento. August 23rd, Omaha. August 24th, Milwaukee. The 25th, Minneapolis. The 26th, Tulsa. The 27th, Oklahoma City. September 1st, Houston, or September 1st, 1st and 2nd. We're doing 3 shows in Houston. There it is. It's actually March 1st. Tacoma should be on sale by now too. I don't know. I can't. I gotta calm down. I'm hyped right now.
I know.
Woo!
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't want to go to school pickup in a couple hours. The early day, the drop off.
That's what we're joking about. The Monday off. Holiday Monday.
It's like they don't even go to
followed by
school.
an early release Tuesday.
It's so. It's not.
You got like
fair.
4 hours. Yeah.
It's not fair. Do your kids do early release Tuesday as well?
Well, they're modified
Any?
homeschool.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No.
Yeah.
So there's no release. It's catch and release. That doesn't even make sense.
Well, our girls had 2 Mondays off in a row.
yeah.
Release is when we send them.
There you go. That's very missionary of you. Send you. We're sent people. That's one of your identities. Oh, I'm so triggered. I'm just triggering myself here. Okay, so this actually fits in nicely because we have a lot to talk about today. One, we have to discuss Dustin's just terribly old back, which we hinted at a little bit last week with Zoltan, but we really needed to get into it, the two of us. We have a crazy weekend recap, and then just the harshest re-entry into reality that I think I've ever gone through. Maybe with the exception of one time when we magically got to go to Kauai for a gig, and then you reemerge from Kauai which is the Sleepy Island. It's so quiet.
Yeah.
And then to reemerge from Kauai into LAX, which is like, it's like going to the two sides of the Matrix. You're like, oh my gosh, what is this? This one was pretty rough. And going from a pretty, at least our version of wild, exciting Vegas weekend, which is not an actual Vegas wild and exciting, but to go into that to home, grandpa surgery, recovery, and a birthday party, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk all about that here in a little bit. So. Oh, we have some emails to get to as well. We're going to talk about kids' birthday parties. We have a couple bingo dingos. We're gonna get into it.
Love it.
Okay, let's start by this. A couple weeks ago, we ran a rerun, a classic old Melissa
Mel Hates Valentine's
Mel Hates
Day?
Valentine's, a classic. And it's where you guys officially met Andy. I did a great job on the little intro.
Yeah.
And that was because my Valentine's gift to myself and you
In the podcast.
was lower back spasms.
Yeah.
I tweaked it a little bit the night before. I woke up like, uh-oh. Things are fragile. That's what it feels like. Is like, okay, this is a little delicate down there. This is a Damien Rice song. It's just that it's delicate. And it was, and then I went to put something in the trash, and it hit me. That was one
You went down in the kitchen.
I went down to the kitchen, not like crying, hurting, but I went down and
crawled to the living room eventually.
I laid on the floor for a good while, and life just kind of happened around me.
Yeah.
That's one of the funny things about being, like
adult with responsibilities.
with responsibility, and kids particular. They're like, okay, well, we have to get to school.
Yeah, we still want breakfast, and we still gotta go to school.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had
our backs are healthy.
Right. And I woke up so excited because I think that we've had some people comment like Andy and the space, it like has breath, like it's kind of like breathe some new life into the pod, and that I'm excited.
That was our second filming.
We're going to go perform. We got everything's great. We're all so happy. January, thank you, Backseaters, was the biggest downloads we've ever had in the history of our podcast. You guys are doing great. You're spreading the word. You're leaving reviews. You're doing it. February, probably not as high, but that's because I was hurt and also because it's a shorter month. So we were genuinely excited. And what I should have done is gone, the back is out, the pod is off. I'm laying down.
So, this is about 8:10.
Yeah. What I should have done
on the floor
is this has happened to me before. You're done. You are done for a minimum of 36 hours. That's what it's going to take. You have to lay. You have to rest.
Yeah.
You have to not move because it's going to break.
Tylenol.
And I laid for a while. Took some Tylenol.
We were like, hey, we'll start at 10:30, not 9.
Took what Grandpa may or may not have had available in his bag of goods. And
I'm going to push through.
And then I decided to put on some jeans because I was going to do it. I could prop myself up. And then in the next 30 minutes, I had 2 monster hits, just like on the ground, putting a towel in my mouth, sweatshirt, because I'm like crying, whimpering, in pain. Now, naturally, this led to a fight.
Well, can I set up what I had done that morning?
Yes, no, please do. That sets context. Yes.
So I get up at 6:45, and I get all the girls going forward because they all leave at various times.
A normal day is Mel gets up at 6:45. I get up at 8. That's normally what we do.
Gloria leaves at 7:25. Joel and I leave at 8. Claire leaves at 8:20.
I get Claire in. That's my one job in the morning is to get Claire in. All right? Like when you go drop Joel, I'm up and I get her.
You get moving.
We do brush and brush, teeth, hair, get her dressed, get her to school. Yeah. I always forget to wipe her face, but I do the best that I can. All right? And so you're doing that, and then the one thing that I'm supposed to do, now I'm not doing.
So to add on to that, like I got to get a little more ready because we're filming the podcast.
That's right, yeah.
And it's Valentine's Day.
Right.
And during the pandemic.
That's right, it's Valentine's Day. I keep forgetting that it's Valentine's Day.
During the pandemic, I got in this habit.
Oh, you would, go ahead.
I make these like it's one day a year.
Yeah.
It was a pandemic thing.
Yeah.
I make a tray with like, berries, the kids' favorite, muffins or donuts. It's like a thing. They ask
The
for
house
it.
is Valentine's up.
It's like chocolate.
And I'm lying on the kitchen floor.
Yeah, so they've had their tray. They've gotten to school. I'm dressed.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You look great. Yeah.
I'm texting Andy. We're like, no, 20 minutes. We'll be out the door.
Yeah.
And that's in the midst of all that chaos. I made a joke. Because you were mocking my yoga the night before, and I thought that would be funny.
Yeah.
I was like, it was the yoga last night, babe.
We got kind of like silly before bed, and I started doing like ridiculous yoga positions in bed.
Shoulder.
And I'm oddly, I'm oddly
goofy, agile.
Well, I'm oddly agile for my size. I'm like not super flexible, but I can do some things that you would be surprised to see me do. I can do like
You're athletic. What's your joke? You're
deceptively athletic. Whenever we play a game of basketball, the first game, like a pickup game, I will score 6 of the 11 points because you'll put the worst defender on me. You actually might double team somebody else to leave me open.
Yeah.
So I've been there like, oh, wow, this guy 2 to 12 feet can't miss. I mean, that was once upon a time when I played basketball. But you also, now before that, you had offered me, now one of the things that's tough with back pain is you can't really, you are feeling your body and what it can and can't do. So you don't really know what you can and can't do. You're like,
have to test the limits.
I'm literally laying on the ground. I can't. And so you're like, do you need ice? And I'm like, you offered ice. And I said no. And you, Michael Jordan meme, and I took that personally.
So now I'm not going to offer anything else. Because I've been rejected. And you don't need me. And then I'm going to make a little cute joke.
Yeah.
And then you lashed at me. And listen.
Yeah.
You're not in pain. You don't get angry that much with me.
No, I don't get angry a lot in general.
I mean, maybe like a little bit with the kids, but not with me.
Yeah.
And I'm mean. You're not mean.
You yelled at me this morning, March 1st. Yeah. No, because you woke me up and you go, this is how our morning went this morning. You go, she goes, all right, time to get moving. And I go, I'm moving. You go, I need you to get moving with Claire. And I was like,
bye.
I was like, I mean, I know it. And I'm like, how many mornings are we going to talk about? I mean, in Vegas, we talked about this so many times. It's like, when are you going to get a little nicer to me and the kids in the morning? You're just barking orders. You just come up like, get out, brush your teeth. But that's how you, and we did discuss, that is how you kind of are providing, show your love. Like everything is getting done. Do.
They're not like, Mom, you forgot my lunch and my, it was field trip form and my water bottle.
And like, I'm
here to help.
Physically
but
hurting.
Not be nice.
And now I'm emotionally hurting because when you rejected me, or I didn't take the ice, you took that very personally, and you had started getting very cold towards me.
I didn't realize how snippy
that you had gotten.
Sure. And I felt like because you were in so much pain, you were being snippy, which you never are to me.
You got a good look in the mirror, Nickerson.
I made a little joke, which, we're a comedy family. Yeah. And you told your dad.
No. I didn't tell him. He heard me.
So in front of your dad.
Not exactly.
We're not even in the same room.
I didn't realize he could hear it. Because I was on the couch and he was in his room and his door was open. You think I was paying attention to that?
No, but that really
what I said
things.
was I did it the way that I am snippy, that I say a nice thing
on the ground.
and then a mean thing. No, I'm bending over the couch and I go, you are a lot of things. I'd like say that in a positive way, like a lot of great things. But one of them, this is what I said. I remember it very vividly because you didn't hear that part.
That's not positive.
And then I said, you are a lot of great things, but one thing you are not is sympathetic to when somebody's in pain. That's what I said. And my dad laughed. And
guys, it's been a week.
You're angry in this moment. Andy, did I cross a line there? As a husband, what do you think about me saying that?
But you're just referring to man flu.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. That is right. Yeah.
Like every guy's pain is worse than anyone else's pain.
That's true. That is true.
Well, and what happened in that moment, you can finish your thought if you had one.
Go ahead. Continue.
So what happened in that moment was I keep my pain here.
Right.
The past pain. I got it ready.
Yeah.
And I don't let it go.
You have a fanny pack of past pain that you can access at any time.
And then I bring it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, remember when I had an eye surgery and my friend drove me to it?
Yep.
And I couldn't see?
Yeah.
And you were out of town for work?
Yeah. You brought up something for about 7 years
when
ago.
I had to wear compression tights for my whole third pregnancy.
Yeah.
And we only had one pair, so you had to put them in the washing machine every night.
Every bad thing, and I go, yes, just please remind me how I'm not there, how I'm a bad father, how I'm an absentee. I mean, we just, we went from
the floodgates opened.
Yeah. It was, and now I'm hurting and fighting.
And I'm crying, and we can't work.
Now, the next hour is...
And your dad's there.
I told you to just go get your stuff done. Like, I just said, because I'm also texting Andy. I'd also called Andy.
I'm in the middle of all
brought him
this,
in.
actually.
And I'm like, have you left yet?
He's
like, I'm on the way down. I was like, well, I'm already down. I'm down.
I can't put jeans on.
Yeah. And I tell you to just go get your work done. I'm like, because we have been doing this. Has happened in a couple fights in the last week where I've said, like, I've just like, stop talking to me. You've gone into the crazy zone. You get a thing with your eyes where you're crazy, and we all have a version of it. And where I just go in my mind,
zone.
Yeah. I'm like, we're no longer in reality. You're not with us. Any amount of
nothing productive is gonna happen.
No, but then that was the joke I made, and this is how we ended up reconciling. Is I limped my way over to you, and you had gone in the bedroom you were getting, and I said, one of the great things about being married to you is when we were fighting, you were probably more productive than normal.
Even more productive.
You're like, hate working.
I cleared out my inbox. Yeah. And I never do that.
Incredible. So I was like on the ground, and I was like, I am hurting, but our business is thriving. So
we survived the Valentine's of 2022.
Well, what was great though is this part of the reason I'm very grateful for it, and I'm very grateful for our marriage, because what I communicated, and then it did happen when the back spasms really started hurting, is what I'm saying is I am an incredible amount of pain. Really, all you can do for me right now, and really what I want you is to be with me and just rub my back and say I'm sorry. That's all you can do, and that's what I want. Mm-hmm. That's all.
And you to ask what you want
is very hard.
Because I also
Melissa, no. I forgot to say, when I said to you, that that you're not very sympathetic when I have pain, you go, it's not my fault that you don't know how to accept love.
I think I said you don't receive love. Yeah.
And then later, my words, as the first back spasm hits, as I go, what I just need you to be with me. It's not that I don't know how to accept love. I'm saying the word love on Valentine's Day as the back spasm hits, and I fall to the ground in agony, and I cry for the next 2 minutes, it feels like.
Yeah.
And but you did. Then the next one, you rubbed my back, and you were there, and we canceled the pod, and we just made it happen. And I legit laid there for the whole day. My goal became get to the bed tonight. That was my only goal.
You had your pee cup. Yeah.
I had a pee cup. I called the doctor. They gave me some muscle relaxers. That really is what sucks. And somebody commented when I made the video about it was because, content is king. They said, that's the unfortunate part about that is just ice.
Time.
Types.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the goal became Vegas.
Yeah.
On Thursday, this is Tuesday. Yeah. On Thursday, We have to drive 5 hours. The worst thing when you have lower back pain is sitting. That's the worst thing. That's what hurts the most. It's the one thing you can't do. You have to stand and lay on your side and lay on your back.
You can't bend over either, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
that's
if
true.
you were going to go like weed the yard or something.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. That's a whole other thing.
You got to lay down.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty
and
much.
so
Or
the
stand.
goal became get to Vegas. That because Thursday night. So Tay was in Vegas this weekend, and we had this on the calendar because we like Vegas. It's so fun, and this was gonna be like a.
You've been to the Wynn with Taylor.
Yeah.
It's a really cool theater, a really cool hotel.
The last time
you
we
want
went,
me to come.
The last time I told you there, I was like, because I've told you this before. I can't I can only enjoy something at a 50% capacity without you. I feel like only half of me is enjoying that.
Which is very nice.
It is, but it's also like it's my personality as an Enneagram 2, and that's me mocking it, but knowing it is true. And also,
Thanks for helping you.
Yeah, well, it's also I know it's hard to enjoy something when your other half is doing something hard.
Yeah.
Not like it'd be one thing if I was on a beach and you were on a different beach. It's like, no, I'm at a beach and you're like at the factory. You're like, yeah, it's great. It's you know what it is? It's people posting vacation pictures on your work day. You're like, screw you.
Yeah.
I hope your plane crashes. I'm not happy for you.
What about you just hope it rains? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. That's
you
better.
always go to the extreme.
So I was like, Mel.
Barrel roll in a ditch.
Yeah. That's a callback. So the point being, I was like, I need you to go to this one. And Tay added a second show. And so we were like, what if we go Thursday? You've sold out 2 shows at the Wynn. They're like, they're going to comp us a room. You're like, great, we'll go. We'll see a show. These are the whole goals here. I have to get well. You walk so much in Vegas. It's a 5-hour drive. We have to get there. That became the whole goal. And it worked. We got there. I drove a little bit. I put my pride aside. And it wasn't even my pride.
It's your control.
It's control.
Yeah. You like to drive.
And I also get car sick. So I had to make the decision of like, what's worse, back pain or nausea? And we did it. We got there. We went to the show. We lived it up. I'll tell you, like, again, nothing illegal happens. It's nothing debaucherous. But we had fun. We're young. We're cool. We're hip. All right?
Yeah.
We had 3 nights out. We went to bed at 2, 4, one of the nights 3, and the other Andy's in shock. Get it? Every once in a while you can pretend,
I had some iced coffee
right?
at 11:30 in the green room.
The Friday night when you have a coffee at 11:30. I had a joke about this recently. Like, that is one of the best coffees because it's we're still going. We got our nightly stretches in, and we're still going.
That's right.
We had some very fun highlights. We had an incredible room. It was a fantasy. We're very grateful. We don't do that kind of stuff that often.
No.
And it's a huge perk of a challenging, at times challenging jobs. The thing with comedy is the burden in the perk are the same thing. It's the travel. The travel can be amazing. The being gone can be, but the getting to go. We had a couple months ago because we had like a couple trips in a short period.
Well, for the book last spring, I traveled more than I have.
Where Claire goes, the point of having kids isn't so you can leave them.
She tells her school counselor we work all the time. And we're like, Claire, we pick you up at 1:35 on Tuesdays.
You have 2 parents at pickup.
Both of us, and we're there with you until you fall asleep at 9.
Yeah,
like, that's it.
But it's
a lot of hours.
You only know what you know, right? You only know what you know.
She's sweet, and you know, parents got to work. So yeah.
And then the last night we did in India was actually pretty fun too because we were like the show early. It was an early show. And
it was like a convention
Tay
center.
left, so we got her suite upgrade, which is nice. We were walking around. We were just like, there was like a bowling alley. You're like, do you want to bowl? And we're like, that's probably not best for the back. But we walked in the bowling alley and some fans were there and they bought me a drink and that was great. And then we're like, let's dance. We went dancing.
So the only way I can describe it is like in the Star Wars movies where they have the bar scene.
The cantina.
The
cantina, Melissa.
I'm sorry. I'm not a big Star Wars person, but I've seen the movie.
That's pretty...
I love that's called the bar scene.
But that's
our Star Wars fans are like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be.
I'm sorry. But
I bet you call him Baby Yoda, not Grogu. His name is Grogu.
just the most random cast of characters. Like,
It was hilarious.
playing some music, and the song that they played for like 10 minutes.
Get
was,
down on it. Boom, boom. Get down on it.
But there was this,
Get
get down on it.
hits. Well, there was like a 70s like kind of soul band playing, and that was fun.
And it was very diverse, and it was like super fun. And
then
there's this 70-year-old in a mask and a polo shirt who did not stop dancing
stole the show
for an hour.
The band,
dance floor cleared.
The band stopped.
The band took
but
a break.
he did not. And then all of a sudden, he went on.
He brought the whole dance floor back.
He did. Yeah. I Got a Feeling
did a
came
solo
on.
song.
Let's get it.
Yeah,
By the end of that.
he was doing kicks. He was touching the floor. You have
It was
a video.
incredible. It was incredible.
Amazing. It was just like, I love dancing, but like, you don't have a lot of opportunities to dance in life.
Yeah. And if you get the chance to sit it out or dance,
dance. But you don't love dancing.
I love dancing.
Well, but you've had lots of years.
Melissa, the last 4 times we've danced, I've had to convince you to dance. So
I know.
before because I remember you love it.
Well,
but you've gotten more
in my head.
And as you've gotten older, you've started worrying more what other people think about you. And so
yeah, but that has some other factors.
Yeah,
there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't say that in a negative. I'm just commenting on that you.
Well, I still remember in the past when I had to make you dance.
Exactly.
So
and now it's me going, you love this. Come on, let's
I know,
go.
and
You
it's
love
hard
this.
for me to start, but that dude.
Well, I mean, that's
helped
dancing
me.
in general. The dancing
Yeah.
in general is a little bit
Like, oh.
whoop, whoop. You're always kind of like waiting for the right song. You're like, can you just play Hey Ya again? Because it's nice when you have a clap.
And he's.
It's nice for white people when we dance to have a clap. That's the Hey Ya is the perfect
Electric slide. I'm here for it.
No. Hey Ya. The reason that Hey Ya is the perfect dance song for white people is because we don't know what to do with our hands at first, and there's a clap. Mm-hmm. That's why we get out. And then by the next song, by the time Yeah comes on next, because it goes Hey Ya and then Usher's Yeah, then we're ready to, we're ready to move a little bit. But
It's a different song.
Hey Ya is a real gateway to dancing.
You gotta play it. Anyway.
If you go to a wedding and they
Listen.
don't play it, like, what are we even doing here? Come on.
So we had a great time.
In Vegas, well, okay, there was a lot of highlights of Vegas. The one night we were up particularly late was the 2-show night, and you're like, hey, listen, we don't want to go. And we had noticed, because the Win and the Encore attached, the Encore had a dueling piano bar that was open till 2. And you're like, dueling piano bar? That's great. As you commented, what a dueling piano bar is karaoke without all of, like, the pressure of it.
microphones. Yeah.
You don't, and professionals, like people who know how to sing.
They do the singing.
And so you kind of come in and go of the song. So we actually sat at the bar that was like a little outside the piano bar, but we could hear it, and it was perfect. So we could have a
watch.
conversation. But then, Chariot comes on, and we're like, oh, Chariot, we'll sing this song.
Yeah.
It's a
Friends
very
in Low
singy
Places.
episode.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Two funny things about this. So it was a random cast of characters on this Friday night at the song that busted the karaoke bar sing-along open.
The piano bar, yeah.
You would never guess it. In a million years, you wouldn't guess it,
But in
because what it
Vegas.
was the Star-Spangled Banner.
People stood up.
People stood up.
They grabbed shoulders.
Ironically
They linked shoulders.
and unironically. There was a man who walked by with like a Navy shirt on who stopped and took his hat off. And you're like, you know what? This is the piano bar. You don't have to do this. It was incredible. It was and that really. And
a couple of tables joined together.
it wasn't Benny and the Jets. It wasn't Sing Us a Song, You're the Piano Man. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and that bursted. And then I was like, I thought it was a fluke. And then 3 songs later, he did Proud to Be an American, and it happened again.
Yeah.
It was pretty incredible. Now,
it was
what was
rich.
the best part about this, though, is we were at this like fairly chill adult piano bar.
And it's by the casino.
what it was really by was the
club.
excess club. They had like Marshmallow and stuff coming. So like pretty big DJs come to Vegas and was at this one. And that club closed at like 1:30, and we were there. So we watched
everyone the club.
leaving the club. And I hate when people are like, I just love people watching. I don't like that because what you're saying is you love people judging. And Vegas, people leaving the club, it's the best show in Vegas. At 2 a.m., the stumbling, the outfits. The one that we saw multiple of these. This is a common new thing for like a bachelorette party. It's a group of girls all in red and then one in white. Because she goes, you guys are all devils, but I'm the angel. I'm going to be an angel. You guys are the devils and I'm the angel. I'm going to wear white. We saw like 2 or 3 of those.
That must have been all over Pinterest.
Dude,
yeah.
Andy, the stumbling, the redness in the eyes, the multiple wheelchairs, but not because
just to get home.
Not because they needed the wheelchair that night. They didn't need it the next day.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It was a lot of fun.
Right. We'll do a bingo dingo review, a little bit of the Beatles love show when we get to the end of this. All this to say, so we do a Thursday night out where we get a show. We see multiple things in Vegas. We go to a cool exhibit. We have some drinks. Okay.
Yeah.
Friday is the dueling pianos. Oh, also, I was in 2 shows at the Wynn. I was a performer. It's great. We had a great room. Sunday, we kind of keep the going in India. Sunday morning, we have to drive home. The first thing that we do after we settle up with the sitter is we have to go pick up my dad from surgery, which the surgery went very well. Thank you all for your prayers and that it went well. He's doing well. He's actually doing incredibly well. We're very grateful for it. Just an absolute brutal shock to reality. Just come home to that. And you have your kids who, they're like, the sitters let us watch Malibu's Most Wanted. We watched it with them. You're like, oh, no. Oh, no, you can't. That's not good. Melissa.
Yes.
You know how I'm constantly thinking all the time, what are my kids doing online when I'm not looking?
That's right.
Glory's on that iPad. It looks safe when I'm looking. But what about when I'm not looking? Huh? What's going on when I'm not looking at that?
It's tough.
It is tough. It is something that you worry about a lot. But thankfully, someone did something about it, and that someone is Bark Technologies.
That's right.
We're a big fan of Bark Technologies here in our house, and you know what? Actually, I think our kids are a fan of it as well, because they know that we're just trying to keep them safe online, because the internet is a dangerous place. It's a good place. It's a bad place. It's all the places in one place, which is what's so scary about it, because I don't want my kids to have all the be in the places at the same time. And you can be in the bad place right after you've been in the good place, and it wasn't always your fault. So that's where Bark comes along to help you as parents. It's just a tool. It's just a tool to help keep your kids safe. It can help monitor that you're not spying on your kid. We tell our kids all the time, we're not seeing all your conversations. Just every once in a while, when Bark says, hey, you might want to see this. This might be something that you want to know. And a lot of the time, sometimes it'll be a Bark thing. They'll be like, hey, your son watched your clip, and that came across as inappropriate. And you're like, all right, I don't know about all that. That seems like censorship. It's not. It's keeping them safe. We're off the rails, like always. So it monitors that. And also, Bark simplified things, and we're so grateful for this. We actually used to talk about this. This would be so much easier if Bark just made their own phone.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to figure out how to get the software on the other phone. The phone, it's there.
It's preloaded.
It's preloaded, and so you have the software option, and you have the phone option, and you have the option to save some money. If you go to the website or you follow the link in the episode description and you type in promo code, Don't Make Me, I was going to say 15% off the life of your subscription in addition to getting a free 7-day trial.
That's right.
Boom. That was you were supposed to say those details.
I know, you did it all for me.
I did it all for
you.
I do it all for you. You do it all for me. In real life, you do it all for me. And as far as keeping our kids safe online, Bark does it all for us.
That's right.
That's not true. You have to still be involved. Bark.
It's a team.
It is a team, everybody. So we
partnership.
highly recommend the Bark phone and Bark Technologies. It's just a tool to help you as parents. So ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Follow the link in the episode description. Bark Technologies.
Keeping your kids safe online.
And then Monday morning is Claire's birthday party.
Yep.
And I'm telling you guys, to go from 4 a.m., like nightclub and dancing, to a
park party.
to a birthday party at the park.
For a 9-year-old.
That contrast that I think a lot of parents live, but I think parents in particular in like an entertainment industry like that, not even entertainment, because parents, we get
just
away.
Jobs. Yep.
The re-entry, the re-entry for a parent back into domestic life is,
Well, I left. I was like, I showered. I left. I had my list of things to pick up for the party. Your dad was trying to get a shower in.
he had the big post-op surgery
Claire
coming.
was very eager to get to her birthday party early. The big kids were sleeping in because they're teenagers. Just the whole gamut. Oh, the yard guy showed up early, and you're like, I'll handle it. But then I handled it because you're on a podcast. And it just never ended. Yep. So just...
And he got too much...
the neighbors
And he got too much... He weed-eated, and it got a bunch on his fence, and you're just... I can't be...
And the kids don't have any clothes because I was gone for 4 days.
I can't get back into domestic life. I can't... It just like...
Gloria's PE uniform didn't get washed.
30 hours ago, we were in Vegas. We were having so much fun, and now I'm just like talking about the PTA at a birthday party in a park. I can't. You're like, oh, my kid's doing swimming this year. Like, oh, my kid's doing volleyball. I'm like, I wanted to be the piñata.
Yeah.
Just hit me so I feel something. It's too hard. That's the downside of Getaways as a parent, is you're just, I don't want to go back. I don't want this life anymore. And you love it.
Attachments, responsibilities.
You're grateful to see your kids.
Commitments.
You're just like, I don't want to see the teacher tomorrow. I don't want my neighbor to knock on my door that he's mad that too much grass got on his fence.
And he texted the landlord.
Oh my God! I'm dealing with a landlord, and now the thermostat's broken. The thermostat was fine at the suite at the Wynn.
It was very comfortable.
It was so comfortable.
It's bad.
Well,
it's hard.
Well,
it's hard.
And one thing that I know every parent can relate to is the kid's birthday party, which you are very good at this. Okay, here's my theory on this.
Okay.
After about 5 years into parenting, you're over other kids' birthday parties. Mm-hmm. About 15 years into parenting, you're over your kid's birthday party.
You're like, I gotta go. I gotta put on my happy face.
Yeah. I planned it.
I still gotta be enthusiastic about this stuff.
Yeah,
my kid's birthday.
It's my kid's birthday. It's my kid's birthday. But your kids, after enough of these things, your kid's birthday kind of starts feeling like a birthday at work.
Like a cake in the office copy room?
There's a cake in the break room. And you sing the you sing the happy birthday enthusiasm the same that you do to Janet and HR. Dear Janet.
Is it chocolate?
Yeah.
That's a Zolt's voice. Chocolate?
But you do it for the kid, and you feel the kid's happiness, and that's great. Mm-hmm. But you've just done enough of them.
I can't watch you open these gifts.
Right.
I just told her, I was like, just say thank you.
Yeah.
Just open it, say thank you.
Yeah.
And then I walked away because I was like, I don't know. I'm not a gift giver. I don't need to see.
Well, you can't.
These gifts. They're happy. Just self-regulate.
If the amount, okay, in
I can't get in it.
Joel's 15 birthdays, Gloria's 13 birthdays. That's 28.
Claire's got 9,
she just hit 9. So that was our 37th birthday party. Who knows about the math?
Yeah.
When you say it that way, like when you add up how many birthdays,
37,
that's crazy.
37 birthday parties.
We are seasoned veterans.
Yeah.
I'm over it just hearing about it.
We have done 37 birthday
some
parties.
Form or fashion.
Melissa, no, let me.
Yeah.
37 birthday parties.
Just for our children. Not their friends, not their cousins, not their.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have executed 37 birthday parties and 15 Christmases.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So we're at 52 present opening things. That is roughly 200 times our kid has opened a package of Pokemon cards.
Oh, Gengar. Yeah.
I just can't get hyped about it again. The first 10, you're like, oh, did you get a shiny? That's awesome.
We've had like 3 renewals of Pokemon
Oh, my gosh.
interest. You're like, again.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. That is roughly $8,000 in Target gift cards our kids have received. It's...
And we're grateful. We're grateful.
Well, more importantly,
However,
they're grateful.
Yeah.
But here's the tipping point is there was a much more exciting party across the way.
Mm-hmm. I set up with them.
They had the piñata, they had party
Cotton
favorite.
candy
It was a much
machine.
bigger, they had the inflatable.
They've invited the whole class.
Right.
There was at least 50 kids at their party.
That is young new parent crap. Mm-hmm. Not only did I not care, I wasn't insecure around
They
it.
had the cat piñata. We didn't have a piñata.
Melissa, when Joel turned 4, we did a superhero party where I required the adults to dress up.
Yeah, you did a mock fight.
I did a scene that we acted out.
And then you did superhero training.
We did superhero training.
Yeah, villains arrived.
And
they were your friends.
It was a show. I put on a show.
Joel was the Flash.
Galactus showed up. We were mixing DC Marvel. It was incredible. I was Kevin Feige. I had merged this great cinematic universe. And this one, we got some donuts at the park.
I had a tight guest list.
And you know what? The kid was equally happy.
They scootered for like 4 hours.
They scootered.
She kept falling. She's like, look at this new cut.
Oh, it was incredible. You've seen enough. You've had, and we are also having not an actual at this point, but an emotional hangover of just like, I can't get there.
And then your dad said, well, this is the last year before double digits. Like all of our kids.
Yeah.
Are, she's 9. Our baby is 9.
Which I think means we're done parenting. Yeah.
Best of luck in your adolescence, children.
Can I give up parenting for Lent? Can I do that? Lent starts soon, right? Can I just...
It's Wednesday.
I know. It's March right now.
Wednesday?
We're in the middle. I've already given up on parenting.
Okay. But we're at the cusp of the drop-off versus non-drop-off.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we'll see Kelsey tomorrow or, 3 weeks from now. And then they're like, we'll be there. And I was like, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
I said Kelsey. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, this is a 9-year-old. She can open her cupcake.
Yep.
But then I have to talk with you for 3 hours.
I know.
And
the parents stayed, and I was like, we don't need this. I thought I was just going to have a donut and chat with you for a while, which I actually really like our kids. The ones that were there, I like them all. I'm like,
it was a good
but
time.
I just wasn't ready for it. I just needed to keep talking about Remember Vegas.
I know.
Vegas was great.
Yep.
And this might be something that you have to take off of the podcast, but I will take the risk of this. For 2 to 3 days, I was laying on the ground, which means I was on the ground looking up at you. And I was ready to be with you in Vegas for 2 or 3 days. That is a favorable angle for you, which is me on the ground just looking up. And
you're like, if I can stand up, I can go to Vegas.
And I just got to get to the win and throw your back out. I'm sorry.
My little niece, I'm sorry.
In or out? You want to keep that one in or out? I say in. Let's vote. Producer, can we keep our clean...
Andy.
Can we keep our clean podcast rating?
All right.
Okay. A couple closing things that we want to get into. I want to do one Bingo Dingo review and then a couple emails. We have a Bingo Dingo review of the Beatles Cirque show in Vegas. Love.
Yeah.
Are you a Cirque guy? Have any of you?
I saw that show.
Oh, you've seen that show?
In 2008.
Oh, yeah.
9? Like
right.
the first year.
The band, the Beatles were still together then. That's that long ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
What'd you do you remember?
I liked it then.
How old were you?
20.
You were an adult.
4.
Yeah. Have you seen Cirque shows and stuff before?
I had seen a couple.
Okay. So you get what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked
and
it.
you're a music guy?
Yeah.
This was your second Cirque show. This was my first official branded Cirque show, but we've seen some others that are in the vein of Cirque. I'm familiar with what it. That was the funny thing is we were at Tay, who didn't know that Cirque was short for circus. You're like, this is weird. This is
there's like folks carrying in like a bunch of trash.
It's very
on
weird
wheels,
and abstract, yeah. There's a bunch of carnies, like it's weird.
She's like,
where's the animals?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's going to be stilts and juggling and weirdness.
3 tricycles with baby boots and no baby.
Yeah.
Going around the stage, and she was like, "No."
She got nothing, and there were parts that you did. The funniest part at the end of the third to last song. You guys like, what is going on? And I go, John just died. And you go, what? I go, John just got assassinated. This is chronological.
The red dress fell from the sky.
The idea of this is that it's chronological. We've got the Ed Sullivan show, and then they get into the drug stuff, and then...
And with Hey Jude, I would have following...
Well, because then it goes into Hey Jude, right? Because that's not a
bit.
Beatles song. That's Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Was it with Wings or just Paul McCartney?
I think just Paul.
I think Paul, and it's to his son. And... But yeah, they put his red face up there. What do you think happened?
It's hard to know where to look in
that is
Cirque
very
as
true.
well, because there's like always people flying from the sky, plus all the ground stuff and the lights.
That being said, what is your Bingo Dingo review of Beatles Love?
I was a little critical.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they ruined all the good songs. Like,
that is true.
The favorite songs
that
were the worst acts.
If you are looking for a Beatles sing-along, it's not that. It's not a Beatles sing-along.
We definitely sang like All You Need Is Love, but that's a given. But in general, when I took it as like, okay, here comes this Cirque act, and then it's also a Beatles song.
Right.
Then Beatles are a little bit of an afterthought, in my opinion.
Right.
So I would say 4.5 out of 5 because it is so visually interesting.
Yeah.
Especially the rollerbladers on the ramps.
There was a rollerblading
and the
thing.
trampolines and the nets.
We like acrobatics.
I mean, the stage and the space were phenomenal. So what did I say, 4.5?
Did you hear that?
Out of 5?
You've never given anything lower than a 4. So
I'm not very critical. I was a little more critical the night of.
Yeah. Mine's between a 4 and a 5. It's great. It's a great show.
It's one of the top Vegas shows.
It's so funny when you're like critical of that. You're like, this is, what is it, a 20, 30-year show? It's incredible.
I mean, all the costumes, the props, the characters, it's insane.
And we got the right price because Tay sold out all those shows, so our tickets were comped. And we walked in and they go, oh, these are good seats. This is where Paul McCartney sat. You're like, oh, this is great. This is...
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I mean, like, that's where Yoko sat. You're like, I don't want that seat. Kidding. All right, we got one email. We did not do the ad because we forgot to.
What did you do? What did you give it?
Oh, 4.4. It's great. It's really fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to do one email, and then we're going to get out of here. Cool. This email is called Mouse Killings.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and this is from Chris.
Is he going to tell us that I had dreams last night?
Last night?
Like the house is infested.
Ooh, or infected. Here we go.
Either.
Okay, listen. I hate mice a lot. I more hate anything small that moves quickly.
Yeah.
Early on our marriage, we spent a year in Uganda as missionaries. Backseaters, baby. We got a lot of missionary fans. So many heaven points. One day, this giant rat got caught on a sticky trap, and only my wife and I were home. We had staff that lived there as well as other missionaries, but I didn't want to deal with it. So I shoved it in a garbage bag. But my wife, as awesome as she is, literally took the bag and slammed it against the wall and killed that stupid Ugandan rat. That feels problematic as a sentence. I know what you mean here, but just saying it out loud, I'm like, uh-oh.
Against a wall.
Yeah. Oh, that's not all. A few years later, we lived in a rented farmhouse in Indiana. One night, we heard our kitchen drawers moving. We looked and saw mouse droppings everywhere. We put out mouse traps, and within a few hours, all the cheese was gone, but no dead mice. So we tried the sticky traps, and Melissa, I can confirm they absolutely work. Within an hour of putting them in, we had 5 mice on sticky traps. Here's the thing. When you get them on sticky traps, you still have to get rid of them somehow. My wife apparently got less hardcore by moving back to the States. We stood in the kitchen for 10 minutes going back and forth saying, I don't want to deal with them. Hopefully you don't have any crazy people listening to this next hour, but I decided to be the man, but wanted to do it in the easiest way. Oh gosh.
What's he
which
gonna
I
do?
decided
Like
was
beheaded
was
them?
decided to drown them. Oh my god. One at a time in a bucket of water.
One at a time.
No!
In the trash can.
Touched them?
Oh, so yeah, I feel you, Melissa. All this probably goes without saying, but a pet mouse would probably be a bad idea. Love the guy, love you guys, love the podcast, and Dustin, come to Fort Wayne so I can have crazy fans that drown mice one at a time. Chris, you psychopath. You know it. Chris, I appreciate the email. And I can hear in your email that you feel what you did was problematic. You feel that in your soul. And hearing it read back to you, you're probably like, oh, no.
I thought you were going to bad them, Chris, and I was not there for
I'm like,
that
why
either.
didn't you step on them or do something? Or
Your foot all sticky.
A little empathy for Chris, because then I had a skateboard ramp in my backyard that I had to get rid of a year and a half ago.
And you drowned it.
And two mice had two rats had two families that they'd started. Very little rats. And now, understand, I had rats as a pet, like at one point in time in my 20s, and I loved it. It's great. They're super great. But
very lovable.
Naturally, with my family and my wife around, I'm like, oh, this can't stand.
Yeah.
So naturally, I put them all in a Ziploc bag with some dirt and threw that in the trash.
Listen, I'm not here to judge anyone for what they have or have not done in their lives with various animals.
A rat will ruin your life.
Yeah, I understand that there is a problem with getting them out of your house and that there is a challenge. And you know what? I don't know that letting them slowly die is any better or worse. What I'm here to say is thank you for the email. This Public Square coffee is delicious. And we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, everybody.
All right, bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to that episode. We gave a special shout out to our Essential as Oils patrons. That's our $25 a month and up patrons, our highest supporters. Thank you so much, everybody. Shout out to Adam Bush,
Averill Griffiths,
Bonnie Galliendo,
Brandy Elizabeth,
Carrie Teague,
Code to Grow,
Courtney Ebling,
Damaris D.S. Stevens,
Dave and Melissa Cox,
Dave Hoagland,
Farrah Journey,
Isaac Tarrant,
Jennifer Ashley Downs,
Jessica Sewell,
Jordan Cohen,
Juliana Smith,
Lori Amos,
Nathan and Jennifer Merritt,
Nicole Carraz,
Rachel Wilson,
Rachel Kennedy,
Robert Kappen,
Tiffany Payne,
and Trey Turner.
Thank you so much, everybody. If we said your name wrong, please message us how to spell it phonetically.
Try
and
best.
Melissa, please make note of it this time because you've messed this up so many times. I blame you exclusively. I'm kidding. We love you guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a good one.